Worldwide, we're seeing an increase in foodborne illness associated with certain products that contain raw or lightly cooked eggs. And because of this, these products need to actually be handled with a bit of extra care. So in this session, we want to have a look at how do you control food safety hazards that are actually associated with eggs. So first, we probably need to understand and look at the type of foods that are being subjected to foodborne illness, which are associated with eggs. And these are things like sauces and spreads, things like mayonnaise, Hollandaise, egg butters, any desserts that are made without a cooking step that contain eggs. So these could be things like cheesecake or tiramisu or mousse. There's some food containing cooked eggs such as custards and fried ice cream, and drinks such as eggnog and egg flip, which is a kind of a traditional type of drink. So they're the type of foods that we're finding we're having more and more foodborne outbreaks or illnesses associated with. So first, we want to actually have a look at why it is that eggs are becoming an issue. So firstly, let's look at the different types of eggs that end up becoming higher risk in your organisation. Eggs that are dirty, so these are eggs that when you actually look at the shell, contaminated with visible feces or soil or any other matter, it might be yolk or feathers that have come off the chickens. Any eggs that are broken, the shell is actually cracked and it's also got a broken shell membrane. Looking at cracked eggs and eggs that maybe you can't actually see the crack, but if you actually held it up to a light, you can see cracking underneath, and these ones normally have an unbroken shell membrane. Hairline cracks often escape visual detection and can worsen as eggs move through your actual supply chain. Now that we know what the issues with eggs are, we can try and put some control measures in place at different steps in your process to try and prevent or eliminate the risk of foodborne illness associated with each type of raw material. So let's first look at Receival. In your business, you should only ever receive eggs that are supplied in clean packaging, and there's correct labelling so you know where the eggs have actually come from, and there's no cracked eggs. If you do a visual inspection, you don't see any cracking. You don't see any broken eggs, so there's no leaking of yolk and the egg out onto the packaging. When you go through and store the eggs, whole eggs should actually be stored around about below 15 degrees Celsius prior to use, and also that they're within their best before date. So the egg manufacturers should be putting all of this information on the carton. What they recommend is that you don't wash eggs, as this makes them more susceptible to contamination if there can be some cross-contamination that goes on. When we start handling the eggs as another process step, we want to minimise the contact between the shell and the contents of the eggs when we break them. In case there is anything on the shell, we don't need that contaminating the contents of the egg as you break it. Once eggs are broken, you need to immediately use them in the food. Don't store any liquid egg products. Okay, you need to make sure that you wash and dry your hands before and after handling any eggs. Try and make sure that you keep your kitchen surfaces and utensils and bowls clean and dry. You don't want any extra egg matter left on items. This can become an allergen issue in addition to just a micro issue. Always keep foods that contain raw or lightly cooked eggs refrigerated, and you should really be throwing them out or discarding them after a period of 48 hours. The next process step you need to be wary of is your cooking of the eggs. You need to make sure that you cook eggs until they're firm. The white is actually firm and the yolk begins to thicken. Another side of it is if you need to use more undercooked products, have the finished product verified by a microbiologist just to make sure that there isn't any remaining effects of salmonella or different types of foodborne illness, bacteria that can result in foodborne illness. So they're our main issues when we start looking at how do we go through and control food safety hazards associated with using eggs. I hope this has been helpful.